Hi everyone, this is Miss Hout, and today we are going to be going on a virtual museum tour. So right now I am on the first page of the document that was given to all of you for this week, and I am going to go on to my second page here. And you can see that we have given you 3 steps for today. And your first step is going to go visit this website, which we will do together in just a moment. Your second step is going to be picking 1 or 2 museums today to tour. 1 or 2 is what is required, but if you would like to do more than that, you are more than welcome to look at all of them or more than 1 and more than 2. And then just so we know that you did your work today, we would like you to create a video response to your virtual museum tour. And I will be talking through that a little bit more at the end of this video. And I will be making an example for you all to watch so that you know exactly what our expectations are of you for that video response. Right now, what we are going to do is I'm going to just click lightly on the link for this website, and this little menu will come up, and I'm going to click on open link, which is in the middle. Now, when I click on that, this little menu pops up at the bottom, and I do not have Google Chrome or the other option that is on here, so I am going to click on Safari, and I'm going to click open, and it is going to bring us to this website. Now, there is a lot of writing and a lot of reading at the beginning of this website. What I want you all to do is just take your finger and scroll down past this picture with the horse in it. Keep going, keep going, keep going until you get to the part that says the name of the museum and where it is located. So the first one is going to be starting where it says British Museum, London. I do want to talk about this one though. Anything today that you see has a blue underline, that is what you are going to click on to get to your tour. A virtual tour is going to be as if you are walking around the museum, but you're doing it on a website rather than doing it in person. Okay, but this first one is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to click on this link and it says virtual tour. When this pops up, you will see it says, this website is best viewed as a desktop experience. A desktop is not an iPad, so if you are doing this today on your iPad, this website will not work for you. So this one you can kind of skip over. What I do to get back to the page I was just on is I take my finger and I swipe down. And when I swipe down, you can see at the very top, it's going to have the word done, and it's blue. And it's going to have a little arrow next to it pointing to the word done. What I am going to do is click that back arrow. Now I want to show you, if I am back in my virtual tour and I accidentally click on the word done, it is going to bring me back to this presentation. That's okay. All you have to do is start over again, click, open link, open Safari, and then it will take you back to this website. And again, you can scroll past all of this beginning and get right into your museums. So I'm actually going to start with the second one since I'm on my iPad and the first one will not work for me. So the second one where it says Street View and has a blue underline, that is what I'm going to click and it is going to bring me to this website. And what's really awesome about this website is that it's kind of like I'm at the museum. And I can take my finger and touch it to the screen and move it back and forth. And it's like I'm walking around the museum, which is really, really cool. I want to point out to you that on the side of this part of this image that you're seeing right now on your screen, there is a black bar that has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That means that this museum has 6 floors. And right now we are on the 6th floor. So I'm going to take us to the 2nd floor and we're going to look around and you can see looking straight forward, you can see floor 1. We are on 2, you can see 3, you can see 4, and then 5 and 6 are up above where you can't see anymore. So I'm just going to look around and I can click these arrows, these white arrows that are on my screen to pretend like I'm walking through the museum. And I can use my finger and I can look through the art. And again, I can use these arrows and look at the art. Now from here, you will notice that there are also a plus and a minus at the bottom of your screen. So the plus, if you push the plus, it's going to zoom in on the art. And if you push the minus, it is going to go back out. So if you are looking at something, for example, like this artwork here, and you would like to get a closer look, you can push the plus sign and the plus sign and the plus sign and the plus sign, and it will bring you all the way in, and you can look at the artwork, and then you are going to then go all the way out. Now, when you are going through the museum, I want you to think about what you are seeing. So for example, right now I am seeing a piece of artwork that looks like it's big rectangles. It looks like it is black and white. Okay, so I want you to think about the things that you are seeing in your museum. I also want you to think about the things that you are feeling in your museum. For example, I feel like it might be kind of cold in this museum just because there's not a lot of furniture. A lot of the things that are in this museum are shiny and smooth, and it's indoors and everything is white. So to me right now, it's giving me kind of the feeling of being cold. That's just how I'm kind of feeling right now. I also want you to think about things that you wonder, maybe questions that you might have. So for example, on this one, I wonder why they didn't hang the artwork on the wall and why it's on the floor. Because if you look at the other pieces of artwork while I'm walking around, this one, for example, and I can push the plus sign and get closer, is hanging on the wall. But the one over here is on the floor. So right now, I'm wondering why they put the artwork on the floor. Now, you might not get an answer to your question, but it's always a good thing to have questions in your mind. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you will also see that you can scroll through some of the artwork at the bottom of the screen and click on it, and this will take you right to where that art is. Okay, so for example, I'm just clicking little things on the bottom. It's taking me all around the museum. I can use my fingers, I can use my arrows, and I can look around my museum and I think about what I am seeing, I think about what I am feeling, and I think about what I am wondering. Like right now, I can't really read that and I'm wondering what it says. And I can zoom in and see if I can see some of those words. Okay? So that's one website. Again, when you want to go back to the website that we started at, you are going to take your finger and you are going to swipe down. And when I swipe down hard enough, very quickly, you get the words done and you get this little blue arrow. So I'm going to go back. And you can see that there are lots and lots of museums that you can look at. And something that is really nice is a lot of them look the same. So let's go to this next one. I'm going to do this. You can see it's a different museum. There are different colors. Right now, I'm feeling more warm in this museum. The other one I was feeling cold. This one I'm feeling kind of warm. Okay? And I'm looking around this museum, and it's a different museum, but the navigation and how you move around is the same. So you have your arrows at the bottom, you have your floors over here, so second floor, third floor, and wow, that's kind of cool. The museum looks like it changes a little bit as you go to different parts of it. Okay, it changes color too. So then I can look at the floors, I can zoom in, I can zoom out, and then again, I can click on specific pictures at the very bottom of my screen and scroll and click and scroll and click. Something else that I'm noticing about this one too is when I go in, there's something that pops up in the corner that tells you what the title of the art is and who made it. And if you click on that, it will get bigger and you can zoom in. Oops, it disappeared. There it is. You can zoom in on it and you can get a better look at it and you can learn a little bit more about it. I'm going to go back with my arrow. And now you can see sometimes technology does not work perfectly. So right now I'm noticing that I'm clicking at the bottom of the screen, but my screen is black. So I'm actually just going to push my back arrow and I can go right back into it and it should reload, and there we go. It's working again. So if you reach a point where your screen isn't working, just go back and start over. Not a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to go back and let's do one more. Okay, this one down here, this National Museum of Anthropology that's located in Mexico City, is really cool because they have a ton of museums to look at. So if I click on, again, the blue underlined words are what to click on. If I click on that, there are lots of things that I can look at. And some of these aren't museums, but they're buildings that have been made that you can use your finger and look around. Like, this is such a beautiful building. And right now I'm seeing lots of colors. I'm seeing blue. I'm seeing yellow. I am seeing that it might be warm. I'm feeling a little bit more warm on this one because of the trees and the plants. I'm feeling happy because of the bright colors. And I'm wondering what this building is used for. I wonder who goes into this building. Do people live there? Do people visit here? Is there a museum inside? Those are my wonders. Okay, and there's lots of them. So you can scroll down and you have lots of options to look at. Okay, when you are completely done and you have done as many tours as you want to do, you can then click the word done and it will bring you back to this. I want to point out what your response questions are going to be. Okay, one response is, what do I see? And then you can respond to that question by saying, I see, and then you keep going. So for example, when I'm thinking about my museum tour, what do I see? I see art hanging on a wall. I see the color red. I see pictures and paintings of people. Those are things that I see. The next one would be, what do I feel? And you would answer, I feel, and then with the feeling. So I said in my first one, I feel cold, or I feel happy. And then tell me why. I feel happy because the colors in this painting are pink, and my favorite color is pink. Or I feel sad because a lot of the colors in this painting are blue, and blue reminds me of the feeling of being sad. Okay, so those are some feelings that you could do. And then what do you wonder? These are questions that you might have. Like, I wondered why some of the artwork was on the wall and some of the artwork was on the floor. Okay, so that is going to be your response, and I am going to make a video response as well for you to look at so you know exactly what to do. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from all of you and seeing what responses you have to your virtual museum tours today.